Hi, let's talk about Azure Service Endpoint and the private endpoints. So when you use Azure PaaS services such as Azure Active Directory or Azure storage account or SQL managed instance, etc. in Azure, so you can connect to the services in three ways. The first one is over the internet, which is a default method. So any traffic to your storage account or Azure Active Directory, etc., it can directly flow over to the internet and it can connect to the service. So this method is not secure because it is flowing over the internet. Then comes service endpoint. Service endpoint, you can connect to your PaaS services using Microsoft Backbone network. Instead of flowing over the internet, it will use the Microsoft Backbone network so that it will not exposed to internet. However, it will still use the public IP address to reach the services. And the last one, which is the more secure and recommended one, is Azure Private Endpoint. So Azure Private Endpoint, it will connect to your PaaS services using private IP address of your subnet or VNet, you can say. How it works, basically, it will deploy a NIC in your subscription within your subnet based on your IP address choice. From there, it will create a private link back to your PaaS services. So when you wanted to access any Azure storage or SQL managed instance or any PaaS services, you are directly connecting to the private IP address of your subnet. So now, when to use service endpoint and when to use private endpoint, this is a big debate. So basically the services which are not available with private endpoints, there you can go with service endpoint. For example, Microsoft Azure Active Directory. So for that you do not have service. For that you do not have private endpoint, so you have to configure with service endpoint.